McMurray.
Exciting. Oh my god.
It's Ypsilanti.
Okay. Charlotte.
Charlotte.
No. Menominee. See you, Menominee. Menominee.
Is that
Menominee.
Menominee?
Menominee. Monopoly. McKinnon.
Mackinac. Mackinac. That's how it's pronounced
Give
here.
up. Mackinac.
There are Jackson faces in the crowd. Now, while our capacity is limited, we were still able to welcome numerous other fans with our faces in the crowd, presented by Jackson National Life Insurance. As a reminder, 20% of all the proceeds goes to support Ellie's Place, a center for grieving children. Thank you for supporting a great cause and joining us here tonight. See Mayor Andy Shore, Tom Dixon, the owner of the Lansing Lugnuts and the Lemonade League, so many more.
First pitch of the fifth. Michael Steigels takes it up high.
We see behind home plate, I see Big Lug. I see young Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Bo Bichette is up there.
Baby Bo.
All kinds of different supporters coming out for the Lemonade League.
We'll get a camera shot head on with Michael Steigels, where you can see Steigels fully just to see the faces in the crowd presented by Jackson behind the third base side dugout. There they are. There's Cookie Monster Adam.
Waldo, the dog, sorts.
The Mandalorian is right there. There's Sparty. Al Borland, I spot. Zeke the Wonder Dog was very active on Twitter about how everybody was just going to have to get used to his barking.
Absolutely love it. 1-2 pitch. Steigels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Had the double in the third. Grounded out in the first. The 3-run third inning, the difference so far. Lugnuts did answer with 1 in the fourth. Those are the only 2 half innings where we've seen our runs. A quieter night offensively for both teams, which is rare in this league. Garrett Larner ready for the full count pitch to come home to Michael Steigels. Second inning of work for Larner. Here it comes. Ball 4. Larner got ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes there, then threw 3 straight balls. And that's the first walk allowed by Larner. Now he gets Zach Hickey. Base hit and a walk tonight for Hickey after he came in clutch last night. The game-winning 2-run single. Part of that 4-run top of the 7th for the Locos. And they held on in the bottom of the 7th, winning by just a run. It was 9-7 going to the bottom of the 7th after the Locos trailed 7-5 going into that 7th inning. And then in the 7th, the Lugs got a run to make it 9-8 and had an opportunity to tie the game, but Colin Cornwell was thrown out at home plate by Brock Henley. Tag was applied by Craig Paladar. It was an excellent play to wrap up what could have been the tying run, and maybe unfortunate for us, could have been our first home run derby swing-off.
What a great tag by Paladar. Received the throw on the first base side of home plate and then dove at Cornwell, getting him right before he could score.
Then a couple batters later. That's low, 3 balls, no strikes. 1 actually. The ground out happened to third from Zaid Walker to end the game.
Thought it was baseball poetry that Zach Hickey would come through with the 2-run single in the top half with the lead. He is the one that records the final out. The final grounder right to Hickey at third base.
And that all after he had an error earlier in the game that helped a run come in. He walks again. Hickey on 4 pitches, 13 walks on August the 13th in the 13th game by number 13, Zach Hickey.
Well, this is worrisome right now for the Lugnuts, and this is why Riley McCauley wants to nip this in the bud. The problems for Garrett Larner have come, Adam, you and I have talked about this, when he loses his location. And that's what's happening right now. In the 4th inning, he gave up singles to the first 2 batters that he faced. Then he steamrolled through the Locos 1, 2, and 3 hitters because he had his command. His stuff is that good. Right now, he's losing his command, and that means major trouble.
You weren't spooked at all by all the 13s I just threw your way?
Nah, I'm not triskaidekaphobic. How about you?
There's a fastball. Strike 1 to Ruddock. So, right back on point. Remember Riley McCauley mentioned to Garrett Larner. Hit the zone there. We'll see what he does here. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball, had Ruddock chasing. Just a quick chat. Remember the last half inning, he gave up base hits to Lanker and Compton. Then gets 1, 2, 3, the top guys in the order with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Could he potentially do the same thing here in the 5th?
Adam, let me ask you, because you brought up the 13s. Anything bad ever happened to you on a Friday the 13th?
No, I don't think so. Not notable that I can remember.
I remember as kids, we were talking on the school bus one day going to elementary school, Friday the 13th, something's going to go wrong. And the school bus broke down right there on the side of the highway. Just figured.
Stays 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ruddock.
I've had bad things happen to me on other days.
But the 13th, you're always a little more weary. Got to be a Friday, of course. Missed it by a day. Thursday, August 13th.
Friday the 14th. Hit the organ music.
Dun, dun, dun. I think there's been enough troublesome days in 2020. We didn't need a Friday the 13th tomorrow. That one hits Ruddock. Looked like it got him up in the wrist arm region. So the bases are loaded. And that comes, Jesse, after Ruddock got ahead 1 and 2. So that's the second time, in this half inning, he's been ahead 1-2, walked a guy, and now has hit a batter.
We'll see the replay. Adam, I think this was a breaking ball from Larner that got away. Here it is. Oh, right off the top of his left hand. Yeah, aiming for that front door breaking ball. Lost control of it, came up and in.
And that one's tough because Ruddock looked like he was trying to swing potentially, but it gets him. The bases are loaded for Sean Hattlesey. Ball 1. Well, that's been the story for Garrett Larner. He does have 11 strikeouts, but he's also got 13 walks in the league. And he's behind 2-0 with the bases loaded.
You ready to get convoluted? Larner wears number 22. Number 9, Sean Hattlesey stands in. 22 minus 9.
13.
Beware. Well, soon it's going to be the Ides of August. Right now it's beware the lack of command from Garrett Larner, who has lost his location. He's lost his release point with that fastball.
He is struggling right now. And they just are starting to get Logan Buchkowski, it looks like, down there warmed up.
Big old number 33.
It's been a while since we've seen Logan Buchkowski, but that's looking like who it is down there.
Had a haircut.
Can Larner find the zone? No, he cannot. 4 straight balls. And he walks in a run.
We're talking about important insurance. With the way that the Locos are pitching in this game,
that's 4 batters faced in this 5th inning. 3 walks and a hit batter. Not what you want from Larner, so Drew Kavanaugh, his catcher, out there to try and settle him down. And he'll try against Garrett Lanker. The 8 and 9 hitters, Lanker and Compton, had the 2 base hits off of Garrett Larner in that last half inning.
I presume that Garrett Lanker is taking until he gets strike 1.
He's not going to swing at that.
Okay, so the fastball he does not have command of right now, and he doesn't have it for the breaking ball either. Might as well try the changeup, huh? That is not a bad pitch. That's a fastball that nearly was right there at the inside corner at the knees. Just a little bit off the zone.
But like you said, he's going to have to put one in the zone most likely before Lanker decides he wants to swing. 6 straight balls. Make it 7 in a row.
Yeah, Lanker is not going to help him out. Lanker basically is not bringing his bat into the batter's box until it's time, until he sees strike 1, and right now, maybe even until he sees strike 2.
There, he shoots it in the zone. Went changeup. He's got to fight back 3-1 with the bases loaded, still looking for that first out in this 5th inning. Lugnuts already down by 3. And he walks in another run.
That's going to do it.
Cullen Turner out, gives the point to the dugout. And it'll be Logan Buczkowski that takes over for Garrett Larner. Had a really strong finish to his 4th inning with a couple of strikeouts and the flyout, but just couldn't find the zone in this 5th inning.
What a frustrating thing it is for Larner. And Buczkowski is a very similar sort of pitcher, because when he throws strikes, same as Larner, the batter does not have much of a chance. But when that switch is flipped, whatever happens, however it happens, then there's nothing the pitcher can do. Then he becomes his own worst enemy.
And Buczkowski, another one, Jesse. Can he find the zone? Because when he's on with his fastball, he's probably the hardest throwing guy in the league, but at times he does have troubles commanding that fastball. Typically only see 2 pitches from him, fastball and that breaking ball.
I mean, honestly, he could strike out Compton, Purdy, Shire here if he's got it working. That's how good he is.
Now he'll come in with the bases loaded and nobody out. And 2 runs already in, 5-1 Locos. Looking for a 4th consecutive victory and to improve their record to 7-6. Well, all of a sudden the Lugnuts can't find a win.
I think the big thing has been, just like on Sunday, the pitching of the Locos. Starter Ryan Abenth was on his game, even when there was the threat in the 2nd inning. A Van Acker double sending Hunter Lay to 3rd base. Ryan Abenth never buckled. And now we've seen with the left-hander Nick Powers, after the first batter reached against him and scored, he's settled in nicely. So the Lugnuts offense has not been able to find a way to get going, and the Locos offense is doing what they do, which is stay patient and take what is given to them.
You see Logan Buczkowski warming up a lot here because he was just starting his soft toss in the bullpen. He hadn't been up for very long. So home plate umpire Mitch Tresiak giving him the time that he needs. Looks like Buczkowski, the Mount Pleasant native in Central Michigan Chippewa, is ready to go. Faces the 9-hitter Ben Compton, walking a single tonight. Excellent job turning over the card. He bats with the bases loaded. Ball 1 to the Olivet Comet.
The interesting thing when facing Buczkowski is there is the story of the command issues, but you also have to be so worried when he gets to 2 strikes about the devastating curveball that you might want to swing early. So we'll see how much Compton wants to ambush.
2 balls and no strikes.
Right now he's taking until he gets that strike one. But you know what I mean, Adam? If Buczkowski shows that he is locating that fastball, a hitter does not want to go to 2 strikes against him.
He's hitting 94, 93 on those first 2 pitches. He's got to hit the zone. There he does, right down the chute. Ruddock at third was hit by a pitch. Hannelsey and Lanker at second and first both walked and brought in runs. Big pitch coming here. Challenged him, and it's 2-2 as that's tipped into the glove. Good work by Logan Buczkowski, coming right back after getting behind 2-0 with back-to-back strikes.
So let's say he throws the curveball now. I wouldn't bounce it. I'd throw that curveball into the strike zone. But if he does bounce it, Cavanaugh has to be ready.
I think it's too early. Fastball. There it is, and it's low. And last time, we didn't see that breaking ball from Buczkowski until maybe 4 or 5 batters in. Don't see it a lot from him because he knows if he's locating with that fastball, he typically can overpower guys. Three balls, 2 strikes on the 9-hitter Ben Compton. Adam Purdy, Brandon Shire, the next 2 awaiting at the top of the card. And a 4-run advantage for the Locos. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Compton went up to try and get it. 1 down.
The whole story on why is it difficult to hit a pitched baseball, because your brain just doesn't have that much time to recognize and make the decision. That's not going to be in the zone, but Ben Compton committed and he couldn't stop himself.
And those ones that come up at your eyes, head high, tough to lay off those. Look like they're coming right at you and ready for you to swing, but they're up. Tough to catch up to, especially at that speed. Great pitch there from Buczkowski on 3-2. Now Adam Purdy. Couple of walks and a strikeout. There he goes to the breaking ball, but Purdy doesn't offer.
Interesting decision, don't you think? Starting Purdy off with a hook.
We know Purdy is a guy that likes to swing at that first pitch. Nearly did there. There's the fastball, whacked foul.
That, to my mind, makes an impressive hitter. The sort of hitter who makes the pitcher fear early on in the at-bat and yet still draws walks because he's discerning. Comes up there with a great approach, great plan of attack.
Winning the psychological battle.
Yeah, because as a pitcher, you understand you can't try to just get ahead of him early with a get-me-over fastball.
This one is sawed off right at the shortstop, Connolly. They could turn 2. Not quite in time at first from Acker to Morrow. Run scores to make it 6-1.
Simply too much speed for Purdy up the first base line.
It was hit hard, but Connolly had to go to his left.